My bad, dude. I didn't even see you out there. Yeah, Caden, I wasn't even paying attention to all
Right, so now.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the WD Broadcasting Network. For the first time in quite some time, we took a break over the holidays, gave these drivers some time to be with their families and celebrate the occasions. But now it is time to get back into the swing of things. We are back with the Leave the Pack iRacing League tonight with the Leave the Pack Late Model Series. We'll get that fixed there. Now it says Myrtle Beach. Right now, Mark Keedeman, your fast qualifier in the number 2 machine. Keedeman this season, just a handful of starts so far with the late model division. 3 so far. 1 top 5 finish. Zach Murphy just completed his qualifying run, currently in the 6th spot. Brandon Elvis in a fresh new hot rod. Comes across the stripe to get the checkered flag. He'll go to the 3rd quick on the board. We'll look at the lap times. And 19:10 is your fast time right now. Very close times all throughout the field. Your top 16 cars will go to the A main event from qualifying. Right now, Gene Garrett in the 211, sitting on the bubble.
Go out there, Skeeter. Thank you, thank you.
Chris Smith completing his qualifying run right there, ends up in the 8th spot. Cortland Herman in the 70 machine, trying to make his way into tonight's starting lineup, currently in the 18th spot. As he comes across the line, white flag right there for Herman. A little bit quicker that time but still in that 18th position. He's going to have to pick up a little bit here if he wants into the A main here tonight. We've got 40 seconds left here in qualifying. Cortland Herman out of turns 3 and 4. Completes that qualifying run. Not going to make the cut there. He will be in tonight's last chance qualifier. The final car to qualify for tonight's Myrtle Beach 100 in the Leave the Pack late model division is Bugsy May in the 28 machine. White flag there for Bugsy May. 23rd quick with a 1940 first time around for Bugsy May. And I believe that will conclude qualifying. Bugsy May not able to finish that final lap there. So he will be in tonight's last chance qualifier. So we'll see if we can get tonight's starting lineup for the LCQ. Alrighty, folks, we've got 11 cars ready to go. B feature racing here tonight at the Myrtle Beach Speedway. First up on the pole, it's going to be the number 8 machine of Trey Ashworth. His outside, it'll be Cortland Herman in the 70 machine. Then there inside in row number 2, it's going to be Jesse Binkley in the 25, with Kyle Heinzelman in the 57, rolling off from the 4th spot. Logan Drumheller in the number 5 machine rolls off from the 5th spot, with Noah Comer in the 7 to his outside. Bugsy May in the 28 machine will roll off from the 7th spot, and Brandon Kelly in the 9 machine will start 8th. Scott Negus in the 555s will start from the 9th spot, and Jacob Merrill in the 14 machine will round out your top 10 in the 10th position. Then rounding out your field in the 11th spot is Travis Wright in the 10. So the field getting ready to go. Green flag racing. We've got 15 laps and a time limit on this B feature. So in the event of a couple caution flags, these guys are constricted to a certain amount of time. But we are ready to go as the field begins to roll off of pit road. A couple drivers not able to get on the grid here. I believe Noah Comer missing the grid. Kyle Heinzelman as well. Travis Wright also not able to make it. But we've got 15 laps to decide who is in tonight's A feature. 100 laps the distance in the A feature tonight. We've got 15 in the B. These drivers are awarded points for showing up. And speaking of the points, Justin Brooks has been the story all season long in the late model stock division. 4 victories in 5 starts. He will be starting from the rear here this evening after winning the last 2 races. He has won back-to-back races in 2 different non-back-to-back terms. It's been a crazy year. He has a 120-point advantage over second-place James Pileski. We'll see them later on in tonight's A feature. But right now, we've got 15 laps for the B feature. Green is up, and we are underway. Field races down into turns 1 and 2. It's going to be Trey Ashworth and Cortland Herman. Herman looking strong on the outside lane. He's going to try to roll that top side and work his way down the back straightaway and lead into turn 3. Into turns 3 and 4 for the first time. Herman going to lead through the center of the corner right there. He'll lead lap number 1. 14 laps to go. It's going to be a quick one here in the B feature. The top 2 drivers are going to transfer into the A feature, so we're going to watch that second spot all of this race. Right now, Jesse Binkley sitting in the third spot, right behind Trey Ashworth, trying to find a way to get up to that back bumper. Brandon Kelly in the 9 machine under fire from Logan Drumheller. Drumheller looking to the bottom side of the racetrack. Meanwhile, battle for the lead up front. Trey Ashworth looking racy in the 8 machine. No trouble out back. Brandon Kelly around. Bugsy May also around right there. Logan Drumheller in the 5 up into the outside wall. That puts us under yellow for the first time here this evening. Let's see what happened. Saw the 9 machine battling with Logan Drumheller. It looks like down into the corner there was contact from the right front of Drumheller into the left rear of Brandon Kelly. Not quite sure how exactly that happened. We'll try to go on board with Logan Drumheller right here. It looks like the 9 machine might have tried to close the door right there. And Drumheller was right there on the bottom side of the racetrack. Both of those drivers, I think, able to get back going. Maybe not. Brandon Kelly down pit road, unfortunately, after that one. As we have 11 laps to go, make it 10 laps to go when we get back across the line right here. The field will double up behind the iRacing.com pace car. Cortland Herman going to choose the bottom side, which is probably what we'll see a lot of the race. You're not going to want to be up on that top side unless you are confident that you can get a good launch in front of the rest of the field, but Herman going to launch from the bottom side right here. Pace car drops to the bottom side. They've got to wait for the restart box on the exit of turns 3 and 4. But it is in the hands of Cortland Herman and Trey Ashworth up on the outside lane. Into the restart zone. We're back underway. Good start there from Herman. He gets a good jump. A couple car lengths into turns 1 and 2. Trey Ashworth under fire for that transfer spot. Jesse Binkley right on the back bumper there as they head into turns 3 and 4. They'll come back to 8 laps to go, so just a short time remains here. Back behind them, Scott Negus up into the outside wall in the 29 machine here tonight. He's battling with Jake Myrtle, trying to find a way forward is Myrtle right there. Started this race in the 10th spot, currently running in 5th. It'll take a lot right here for him to get up into that transfer spot, but if we get another caution flag, he may be able to sneak his way in. His nickname is Jake Sneaky Myrtle, so he might be able to sneak his way into this feature, but right now it looks like he might be falling backwards, which is not the way you want to be going with 7 laps to go. Meanwhile, we look in on the battle for the transfer spot. Jesse Binkley, a couple car lengths now separating him and Trey Ashworth. Ashworth just doing everything he can to try and keep this car in the right direction. He's got 5 laps to go there. Wrong button there. 5 laps to go for Trey Ashworth as he gets across the line. Herman up the track a little bit there. A lot of different lines you see here at the Myrtle Beach Speedway, especially down into turns 1 and 2. Some guys really like to hug those turtle curbs on the bottom side. Others like to arc that corner out wider. I've always liked to drive the exit of the corner as straight as possible, which meant arcing out the corner as far as possible on the entrance. But a lot of drivers doing it a lot of different ways here this evening. So we have 3 laps to go this time. Your front 2, a couple of car lengths now separating them and Jesse Binkley. There'll be 2 laps to go this time for Cortland Herman. Herman trying to transfer his way into tonight's A feature. It'll be an 18-car field for 100 laps of action. As this time by, white flag is up. 1 more lap to go for Cortland Herman. trying to pick up the victory in tonight's B feature. Ashworth into the outside wall out behind. Not going to be able to make a charge here late. Into turns 3 and 4. It'll be Cortland Herman picking up the victory in the B feature and making his way into tonight's main event. Trey Ashworth finishes in the 2nd spot. He will transfer through as well. Jesse Binkley 1 spot shy in the 25 machine. Scott Negus ends up in the 4th spot. Logan Drumheller 5th in the 5. Jacob Merrill 6th in the 14. Bugsy May 7th. Brandon Kelly 8th. Kyle Heinzelman 9th. And Travis Wright, Noah Comer rounding out your field. So it is warm-up time. We're going to take a quick step away here on the WD Broadcasting Network. Everybody grab a quick sip of water, get everything they need, get situated for 100 laps of action here at the Myrtle Beach Speedway. These drivers are going to get their final adjustments made and get dialed in for their 100 laps. So you're not going to want to miss it. Be right back in just one moment. Alrighty, folks, we are back here on the WD Broadcasting Network, ready to go. 100 laps of action here at the Myrtle Beach Speedway. We'll get our qualifying results up on screen for you guys. To look at our starting lineup, Justin Brooks going to the rear after winning the last 2 weeks, obviously. But we'll grab a word from our B feature winner up into the broadcast booth, Cortland Herman. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, well, picked up the victory when it mattered in the B feature here tonight. You're going to transfer your way into tonight's starting lineup. You're going to start from the 17th spot. What can you do in 100 laps to try and work your way forward?
Yeah, be patient and worry about saving the right front. Throughout that run, it started to get tight throughout the end. So my main concern is just keeping the right front on this thing.
Alrighty, well, tires definitely going to be the concern here tonight. No tires in the pits to save you in Myrtle Beach, a tire that is very well known for eating up those right side tires, so you're going to have to keep them underneath you here tonight, but I'm certain you can do it. Good luck to you here tonight, Cortland.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. That was your B feature winner, Cortland Herman, up in the broadcast booth. Now we'll grab a word from our fast qualifier here tonight. The first driver this season to out-qualify Justin Brooks. Mark Keedman up in the booth. You got a copy?
10-4.
Alrighty, well, you're going to be rolling off from the pole here tonight. 100 laps at the Myrtle Beach Speedway. What can you do to try and keep that 2 machine out front?
Hopefully just keep the tires underneath of it and don't stuff myself in the wall or make a stupid mistake. We got Myrtle Beach's own Brandon Elvis on the outside, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, tires are definitely going to be the talk all race long. 100 laps here tonight. Mark, you got a good starting spot. Obviously, you got good drivers around you, but I'm confident that you can have a good run here tonight. You've had some good runs in the late models, so hopefully we can be talking to you later on. But good luck to you.
Hopefully, we're going to try. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, folks, that was your fast qualifier, Mark Keedeman. And now to look at our starting lineup here tonight. Obviously, Justin Brooks, like I said a couple times, going to the rear after winning the last 2 weeks of late model stock competition. So Brooks going to be going to the back after the field pulls off. So that'll move, I believe, Brandon Elvis to his outside. Brian Voss to Mark Keedeman's outside. Let me get that right. So Mark Keedeman, who we just talked to, going to roll off from the top spot. That'll move Brian Voss to the top spot in the 55. Row number 2 is going to be Brandon Elvis and then Braxton Deweese in the 13 machine. Back behind them, James Pileski and Chris Smith make up the third row. Zach Murphy in the 29 machine will roll off from the 7th spot. Then Chris Smith in the 80 machine rolls off from the 8th position. Connor Lee, 9th. Adam Fulford, 10th. Austin Godfrey, 11th. Dalton Creech, 12th. You can figure out the rest on the left side of your screen. The field is through turns 3 and 4. Mark Keedeman, Brian Voss bringing in a fast pace. The green is up. The green is out. We are underway. Down into turns 1 and 2. The field races their way in. Side by side they go. Mark Keedeman and Brian Voss side by side through the first set of corners. They're door banging into turns 3 and 4. Voss up the racetrack a little bit. That's going to allow Keedeman to get the advantage and lead lap number 1. Mark Keedeman going to lead lap number 1. Then it's Brian Voss, Brandon Elvis, James Pileski, Braxton Deweese, and Zach Murphy. Ooh, Deweese up into the outside wall a little bit there. He'll chop to the bottom side of the racetrack to try and get down. Looks like Murphy going to be able to get in line, and trouble back behind. Woods was sideways in the 222 machine. Looks like everybody will keep it in the right direction. But that's going to move a couple cars way towards the back there. As everybody starts to single out, a couple cars side by side for some positions in the back half of the top 10. That's Austin Godfrey in the 1 machine, battling with Dalton Creech for the 9th spot. He's got Connor Lee up in front of him, as well as Justin Coleman in the 14 back behind. Connor Lee able to get around Chris Smith. Smith up on the outside lane there in the 80 machine. The outside lane here at Myrtle Beach is tough, especially here in these late model stock cars. You're not able to get as much power down off the corner because you have that creep motor engine. So a lot of the passing we're going to be seeing here tonight is going to be on the bottom. As Godfrey makes the pass on Smith, here comes Dalton Creech to the inside in the 36. Creech up the racetrack a little bit there. Justin Coleman right there as well. Coleman did not get much practice time here tonight. Came in for qualifying. Still ended up qualifying in the 13th spot, so made his way in on time. But it's going to take him a while to work his way to the front. A tough field here. Some drivers start to spread out early on. A battle starting to develop for that 5th spot. Zach Murphy starting to knock on the back door of Braxton Deweese. Deweese there in the 13th spot, making his first start in leave the pack competition. A little bit of contact there. Murphy into the back bumper of Deweese, and Murphy's going to slip up there. That's going to open up the door for Connor Lee. Here comes Austin Godfrey. He gets the pass in on Dalton Creech. Godfrey's going to try to take advantage of Murphy up on the top side as well. As we look back out front, Mark Keedeman leading the way here, 10 laps in. Brian Voss currently sitting in the 2nd spot. Then it's Brandon Elvis, James Pileski, Braxton Deweese, your top 5. A little bit of separation throughout your top 4, but then when you get back to that 6th spot, there's a big pack of cars waiting on Zach Murphy in the 29 machine. Not really waiting, just packed in behind. Everybody right there. Dalton Creech, Austin Godfrey, Chris Smith there got moved to the back. A tough field of cars here in the Leave the Pack iRacing League here tonight. Justin Brooks in the 33 machine was involved in that little scuffle there on that, in those first couple laps. He's several seconds behind in the 33 machine, 6 seconds back from your race leader, Mark Keedeman, currently scored in the 14th spot. You got around Trey Ashworth right there. But not the start not the start that Justin Brooks wanted. Also not the start that Adam Fulford wanted in the 71. Currently running in the 18th spot. Started this race in the 10th position. Zach Murphy right now on the back bumper of Braxton DeWeese. Takes a peek to the inside here into turns 1 and 2. Is he going to get the lane? Looks like he does. Zach Murphy going to fight for this 5th spot here. And look at the line of cars back behind him. DeWeese going to have to find a way to get in line here pretty quick. As here comes Austin Godfrey working his way to the bottom side of the racetrack. Godfrey squeezing his way to the bottom right there. He'll try to move to the 6th spot. Off the corner, Connor Lee right there in the 8th, or in the 8th position in the 8th car. Brian Voss able to get around Mark Keteman. While we were looking at the battle for the 5th spot, Brian Voss takes that top spot from Mark Keteman. Voss, the driver from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Him and Brandon Elvis, the hometown heroes here tonight, trying to take it away from these drivers that have been dominating these late model stock races here and leave the pack. Brian Voss, currently your race leader. Brandon Elvis in the 3rd spot. Elvis right now doing a good job, just settling in. This is going to be a race of attrition and endurance. This track very tough on the tires. So we look a little bit further back. Once again, the battle for the 7th spot now. Braxton and DeWeese under fire from Connor Lee. Dalton Creech right there as well. Chris Smith and the 80 machine started this race in the 8th spot. A little bit of bumper tag right there through the center of the corner. Everybody kind of leaning on one another there. We're just 23 laps into this one. A lot of things can still happen. This is very early in the run. And if we get a lot of green flag runs like this, it could mean a lot of things for the tires. As your pole sitter, Mark Keteman, right now sitting in the 2nd spot. Just trying to hang on to that race car, running a little bit slower than your race leader, Brian Voss, but everybody right now just trying to get into their own rhythm, set their own pace, and really just try and save that right front. From what I heard in the discussion with the drivers in voice chat before the race started, the car seemed to be a little bit tight, and you know, when the car's tight like that, especially here on iRacing, you really burn up that right front tire, so that is not what you want to do here at the Myrtle Beach Speedway. 100-lap race. We are only 26 laps in so far. You cannot push this car very hard at this stage. One of the longer races that we've ran this season for the late model stock cars. We had a couple 100-lappers before this race here tonight. the past 2 weeks, but those were at shorter 0.4 of a mile ovals. Run a little bit quicker lap times. Here tonight at Myrtle Beach, we're at a half mile. We're running a lot slower lap times, especially as we get further and further into these runs. Right now, about 0.4 of a second fall off, right, is what we're seeing in the lap times. Justin Coleman taking a peek to the inside of his teammate Chris Smith. Looks like Smith going to give way and let the 14 machine by. Your biggest movers so far, Austin Godfrey in the 1 machine started this race in the 11th spot, up into the 6th position in the 1. We are 30 laps in. Godfrey still trying to fight his way forward. The biggest heartbreak so far has been Adam Fulford, though. Started this race 10th. He's managed to get by 1 car in the 222 machine of Jeremiah Woods. Still in that 17th spot. Justin Brooks right now in the 14th position. About 9 seconds off of your race leader, Brian Voss, right now. Probably trying to save those tires the best that he can. Knows that he has a fast race car. He was second in qualifying, and I believe he was quick time in practice. So he knows that car is going to be good, but he's got to make it last. And the caution flag flies. Caden Binkley is around on the back straightaway. And that will put us under yellow for the first time here tonight. Caution flag flies and Caden Binkley is around. Doesn't look like there's too much damage on that race car. It looked like off of turns 1 and 2, Caden Binkley right there. You saw him get sideways off the corner. He locked that car down. Was able to get that car locked down, and everybody will continue on. Jeremiah Woods bringing the 222 machine down pit road. Woods looks like he just got a little bit of damage fixed right there. Maybe put some fuel in that race car to help it rotate just a little bit. But the field comes around to the 2 to go signal, or rather the 1 to go signal. They're going to double up down the back straightaway and get ready to go back. Green flag racing. And it will be Brian Voss, your race leader. Mark Keedeman, Brandon Elvis, James Pileski, your top 4, bringing us back to green for the first restart of the race through the restart zone. We are back underway. Down into turns 1 and 2. Brian Voss gets the jump. Looks like Mark Keedeman trying to hang on the top side. He'll get a good run down into turns 3 and 4. Look at Brandon Elvis right there in the 3rd spot as well. The drag race, that'll be Mark Keedeman across the line right there. Keedeman leads at the stripe, but Voss takes the advantage once again into turns 3 and 4. And oh, trouble back behind, a big mess in turns 3 and 4. Austin Godfrey around, Braxton DeWeese around. Gene Garrett right there around as well. And a big mess. Not sure what happened there, but Austin Godfrey in the 1 machine, I believe, went around. We'll take a look. Godfrey in the 1 machine went around. There was contact with the 8 of Connor Lee as well. We'll try try and go on board with the 8 and see what he saw. Not sure what happened there. Try to get one more view from up top to see. We couldn't see what happened to one right here. Tough break for a couple drivers there. Gene Garrett in the 21 machine. It looks like he's going to get away without much damage. As the white flag is displayed, we are 40 laps into this one. Field back under double file. Pace car drops back to the bottom side of the racetrack. It'll be Brian Voss, Mark Keedeman once again. We're going to try to send him back to green. Look at Justin Brooks up into the 7th spot there after that one. Missed that big trouble. Look out for him right there. Green flag is back up. We're back underway. Into turns 1 and 2. Brian Voss gets a good jump. Look at Brandon Elvis right there in the 3rd spot. He gets a good run there. He's going to try to take over the 2nd spot. Look at Zach Murphy right there as well. He's going to try to take over 4th from James Pileski. We got 3 rows of cars, 2 by 2 by 2. Justin Brooks right there underneath Justin Coleman trying to take over the 6th spot. Looks like Brandon Elvis is going to be able to get into 2nd. And the caution flag flies once again. I believe it was Caden Bigley once again in the 98 machine. Not sure what happened there. There was contact on the back straightaway with, I believe, Gene Garrett. Brian Voss, your race leader once again, a 3rd caution flag. That is exactly what these guys were wanting to see for their tires. The field gets the 2 to go signal. Race control not quite ready to send them back green. We've still got some drivers down on pit road getting some things fixed. We have 15 cars on the lead lap. Your biggest movers so far, Cortland Herman, your B feature winner, currently in the 8th spot in the 70 machine. He's working his way forward. He's got Justin Brooks right in front of him, the 4-time winner this season. Brooks would love to get back to victory lane, especially coming from the back. He did have to come from the back one time previously this season. That was back at Indianapolis Raceway Park, race number 3. He ended up with a top 5 finish there, ended up in the 5th position. But we'll see what he can do here tonight. As it'll be Brian Voss and Brandon Elvis now leading us to the green. Look at that. Brian Voss going to take the outside lane. Did not think we were going to see that here tonight. Voss electing to choose the top side. And we'll send him back to green just shy of halfway. Through the restart zone, we're back underway. Good start there from Voss. He's got Brandon Elvis down on the low side. He's going to have to get a good run off, and they both get bumper card. We're 4 wide down the back straightaway. Justin Brooks goes around. Caution flag is out, but we were 4 wide there down the back straightaway. Brooks around in the 33. What happened there? The caution flag back out immediately, but a crazy turn of events there. We will watch that green once again. It looked like a pretty good start. The second row really got a good jump there. But watch your front two. They both get to the back bumper of Elvis. They are 4 wide, and looked like Brooks got into the back bumper of Murphy and did not get on the binders quite quick enough, I don't think. Murphy kind of checked up there a little bit. But look at Mark Keedeman and James Pileski right into Brian Voss. And a big pile up on the backstretch. Jeremiah Woods involved, Cortland Herman involved, Gene Garrett involved again. Tough break for the 21 machine. He's had a good run. Other than that, the caution flag back out for the 4th time here this evening. We're halfway in tonight's race. Look at this, couple cars on pit road, getting some damage repaired. Justin Brooks, it looks like going to lose a lap here in the 33 machine. Tough break for him. Several drivers able to get out with some damage repaired. But a big one there in turns 3 and 4. Or sorry, in turns 1 and 2. As we will go back to green, single file. We'll follow with the drone camera here. This will be Brandon Elvis, James Pileski, Mark Keedeman, your top 3 into the restart zone. We are back underway. Down into turns 1 and 2. Good start there for Brandon Elvis. You see Justin Brooks making his way out of the pits there. Elvis, your leader, into turns 3 and 4. James Pileski holding that second spot strong for now. Looks like Mark Keedeman going to try to get a run to the inside. Keedeman takes a stab to the inside there. He'll move through to the second spot. Here comes Brian Voss rather. Pileski going to shut the door on Brian Voss though. He'll move back into the third spot. Looking low once again. Look at Justin Coleman right there up into the top 5. Up 8 positions from his 13th place starting spot. Here comes Austin Godfrey trying to get back in the mix. And contact there. Coleman goes around. Cortland Herman into the outside wall. Justin Coleman goes around in the 14 machine. I believe there was contact there with the 29. Yeah, it looked like contact from the 29 of Zach Murphy. And that puts us under yellow once again, 45th time here tonight. Tough break for Coleman. We were just talking about the run he was having there in the 14 machine. Still on the lead lap. Justin Brooks able to get the lead lap as well. or to get back on the lead lap. Brandon Elvis, your race leader. Currently this season sitting in the 3rd spot in the points, 131 back from Justin Brooks in the 33 machine. So far this season, Elvis has not had the best of luck in the late model division. The best finish of 4th the last time we raced at the South Boston Speedway. He's been tearing it up in the street stock division, even as a modified win to his name, but has not been able to get the job done just yet in the late model division. Can tonight be the night that he finally gets the monkey off his back in the late model stock cars? We'll find out. In about 40 laps, we'll send him back to green. 60 laps in, 40 to go. It'll be Brandon Elvis, Mark Keeteman through the restart zone. Good jump there from the 54. And we're back underway. Brian Voss tried to sneak to the inside of James Pileski there. A couple cars trying to go early. Adam Fulford in the 71. Underneath Trey Ashworth for the 7th spot. Justin Brooks trying to work his way underneath Justin Coleman. Coleman spun that last caution flag. He's going to have to work his way back forward. Not that much time to do so here, and passing at Myrtle Beach tends to be pretty tough. But we look back up front. Mark Keeteman running in the 2nd spot. James Pileski runs 3rd. Brian Voss 4th. Austin Godfrey in the 5th spot right now. And oh, there's contact there for the 3rd spot. Brian Voss trying to find a way around James Pileski. Pileski really trying to hang on to that 3rd spot right here. Voss all over the back bumper in the 55. Trying to find a way around. Very tough to really drive underneath somebody and get the run up off the corner in these cars. Sometimes you just can't get the power all the way down. Ooh, Austin Godfrey in the 1 machine way sideways there. Currently running in the 5th spot, but he's under fire from Troy Ashworth. Ashworth to the bottom side of the racetrack there. Trying to move his way up into the top 5. As we look up in front of him, Brian Voss is there to the inside of James Pileski. Pileski going to try to hold him as tight as he can. Tough break for the 1 machine. He's off the pace down there. Into the pits he goes. The 1 of Austin Godfrey, tough break. I think he's calling it a night there. Something wrong on the 1 machine. Did not like the way it was feeling. Dropped that car to the bottom side. He was running in the 5th spot there. Got shuffled up the racetrack, battling with Trey Ashworth. But now all eyes are on the battle right there for the 3rd spot. Brian Voss, James Pileski battling very hard for that spot. Down the back straightaway they go. Voss on the bottom has about a half car length advantage. Pileski able to drive that car up off the corner, maybe not right there. Up into the outside wall a little bit, and that's going to allow Brian Voss to get the spot. Move Brian Voss, the Myrtle Beach native, into the 3rd spot. Another Myrtle Beach driver. Well, near Myrtle Beach driver, I should say, Adam Fulford. started this race in the 10th spot. He's moved his way up into the top 5. Just got around Trey Ashworth. He's got Justin Brooks and Gene Garrett back behind them as well. As Ashworth in the 8 machine, very sideways there up off the corner, saved that race car. As we're inside of 30 laps to go now. It's a Saturday night short track feature from here. Justin Brooks able to get around Ashworth. Here comes Gene Garrett in the 21 as well, trying to work his way by. Garrett loose in the 21 machine. It's going to allow Ashworth to get the run up on the top side. Zach Murphy's right there as well in the 29. He's going to sneak by the 21 of Garrett in the center of turns 1 and 2. Move Zach Murphy back up to the 8th spot after he made that contact with Justin Coleman. Coleman has not recovered as nicely, currently running in the 10th position. In the 11th spot right now, Braxton Ruiz in the 13. Not the best start to his Leave the Pack iRacing League debut. He had a lot of speed, just involved in a tough couple of incidents. As this time by, it will be 24 laps to go for Brandon Elvis. Trying to pull off the victory. Elvis would love nothing more than to get his first late model victory of the season at his home track, Myrtle Beach. Elvis loves this track, but hasn't always had the best of luck here in the couple All-Star Racing League races that I've covered. He's picked up a couple victories, but he's also had some pretty heartbreaking finishes at the end. Right now he's got 22 laps to go. Here comes Justin Brooks working his way back up inside of the top 5. Gets around Adam Fulford there. Don't look now, but the battle for the 2nd spot might be starting to open up. As you see Brian Voss and Mark Keedeman. Cortland Herman down pit road right there in the 70 machine. He's a couple laps down. We've got 12 cars still on the lead lap with 20 laps to go. Look at Brian Voss in that 55 machine, inching closer and closer to the back bumper of Mark Keedeman. It'll be 19 to go this time across the line. Voss going to take a peek to the inside. Keedeman drives that car way up off the corner. He's able to hold the gas, but leave a lane to the inside here. Brian Voss going to try to get that car to drive up off the corner. Is he going to have a spot into turns 1 and 2? Looks like Voss just about a half a car length separating them as they enter turns 3 and 4. 55 looks a little tight on the bottom side, not able to get the power down off the corner. These two very even on time. This is exactly what Brandon Elvis wants to see in his rear view mirror. That gap going to start to open up as soon as these drivers get side by side. 16 laps to go right here. Still nobody has a clear advantage for this 2nd spot. Brian Voss in the 55 trying to figure something out on the bottom side. Very tough to pass here, especially as you get more and more laps on the tires. Mark Keedeman just about clear that time. Voss going to peek a nose back to the inside once again. These two continue to battle here with 14 laps to go, and that just opens up the gap even more for Brandon Elvis. It's a second and a half now down the back straightaway. Back behind Braxton and Weiss, trying to close in on Justin Coleman for the 10th spot, or sorry, the 9th spot. And everybody pretty spread out after that single final restart. We've got 12 laps to go, coming back to 11 this time. Brian Voss continuing to stalk that number 2 machine. Very close, just has not been able to get the nose far enough inside to make that pass. Ten to go for Brandon Elvis, a 1.7 second advantage over Mark Keedeman and Brian Voss. Voss still all over that back bumper. The battle all comes down to that second position. Maybe not just yet. Look at Justin Brooks. He's closed up the gap to James Pileski in the 93 machine. Pileski right there trying to hang on to the 4th spot. Up front, Mark Keedeman trying to hang on to that 2nd position. Brooks in the 33 has came from the back once and twice. He was a lap down earlier in this race. Trying to fight his way back up into the top 5 here late. Or into the top 4, sorry. To the inside of James Pileski he goes. There's battle up in front of them as well. Brian Voss to the inside once again. Underneath Mark Keedeman. 5 laps to go for Brandon Elvis. He's got a 2.2 second advantage. As Justin Brooks looks like he'll get around James Pileski just about into turns 3 and 4. Meanwhile, Keedeman still holding strong up on the top side. Brian Voss not able to get by. Move Justin Brooks into the 4th position right there. Braxton and Weiss underneath Justin Coleman. There'll be 3 laps to go right here. Weiss trying to get up into the 9th spot. Brian Voss underneath Mark Keedeman right there. One more time. Up front, 2 laps to go for Brandon Elvis across the line. 2 to go this time. Keedeman up into the outside wall. Not what he wanted at the end of this one. He's got to hang on for 2 more laps. But up front, Brandon Elvis started this race in the 3rd spot. Got around Brian Voss. After that, crazy 4-wide moment in turns 1 and 2. He's led from there. And now he's got a 3 second advantage through turns 3 and 4. It's going to be Brandon Elvis picking up the win at Myrtle Beach. Into 3rd at the line, Justin Brooks gets by Mark Keedeman. Keedeman had some trouble there at the line. into turns 3 and 4. Brooks put a big move underneath Keteman. Keteman tried to block off that low lane. And that was the battle right there that ended for the 3rd spot. Brandon Elvis, your winner in the 54. Gonna burn it down on the backstretch. His first victory in the Leave the Pack late model division. The winningest driver in Leave the Pack competition. After tonight's race, he breaks the tie between him and Mark Keteman and takes over that top spot once again. Brandon Elvis, your winner here tonight at the Myrtle Beach Speedway. And as he celebrates tonight's race, we're going to take a quick break here at the Myrtle Beach Speedway before we wrap things up with the Leave the Pack Late Model Series with a word from our top 3 finishers. We'll be right back in just a moment.
Reynolds is trying everything. The kitchen sink is being thrown at it. They're leaning on each other. Coming into turn number 3. It's going to be a drag race through 3 and 4. Coming back to the line. Here comes Trish on the bottom.
Richard's going to hold the inside. Tries to be the late breaker here. They're going to be side by side through the final chicane. They bang doors, but keep it clean.
As they're still 4 wide on the run down into the back straightaway. Demerit's looking for a line as well. What is going on in Michigan?
No back into the fence. They're still beating and banging. And to the line.
He is much faster coming through there. Is there damage on Challenger? Apromitis is ahead. There's going to be a race to the line. Who is going to get it?
Alrighty, folks, we are back here on the WD Broadcasting Network. Gonna grab a word from our top 3 finishers, starting with our 3rd place finisher here tonight, Justin Brooks. Justin Brooks, up into the broadcast booth, you got a copy.
Yeah, what's going on?
Alrighty, well, started from the rear here tonight after winning the past 2 weeks in Leave the Pack Late Model competition. You were able to drive your way back up to 3rd here tonight. At one point, you were 1 lap down. Kind of counted you out at a certain point, but made your way back up through the field there late, and a couple guys, after their tires kind of fell off significantly there at the end, you were able to pick up some spots late and make your way onto the podium. How do you feel?
A lot of emotions. Aggravated, but relieved at the same time. I mean, I almost got killed on lap 2, so I decided I was already going to ride, but I decided to really ride and just try to save my tires, and I think I saved it pretty good. I had a really fast car, but like needed laps on the tires for it to really show, because all the cautions was just cool attempts back down, and everybody had the same thing for a few laps, and ended up getting taken out in a wreck there around, I think it was lap 50 or so, and had right at 2 minutes of damage, and went in the pits and tried to get most I could fixed. So I went a lap down and got the lucky dog when a caution come out, and I still had a good bit of damage, but at that point, I mean, it was just too late to go pit, and I didn't want to get any more wrecks, so I was just hammered forward then, and after about 6-7 laps in a run, I could really tell that my tires are better than the guys in front of me, even with all the damage. The damage was slowing me down on the straightaway and making it way tighter in the corner, but I think with me saving it, it actually benefited a good bit, because there at the end, I feel like I was one of the fastest cars on the track regardless, and made my way forward and just picked those guys off one by one that were slipping and sliding around the track. That's why I love Myrtle Beach. I mean, you got to manage your stuff, or else you're going to be looking like you're in chicken grease out there.
Yeah, we knew tires were going to be the talk all night long, and it definitely showed there, especially in those last 10 laps. Mark Keedeman was running in that second position for most of the second half of that race and ended up sliding, I think, back into the 5th spot. So tires were definitely the move, or the most important thing here tonight, and you did a good job saving them. You were in the back early, was a good strategy, worked out for you well. Who do you have to thank for a third-place run here at the Myrtle Beach Speedway?
Thank you for putting this on. I want to thank Jane Spleski, Austin Godfrey, Cortland Horman, Mark, obviously, for keeping me company, talking to me. I was just laughing because you mentioned Mark's name and all that, and I was just talking to him because I gave him a bumper run on the last lap because I told him you better not block me whenever I had to run on him, and he was slipping and sliding, and he did it. So I gave him a bump and run and straightened him out a little bit, and we were having a good conversation about it right before you drug me up here. Thank them. Thank everybody that races me clean each every week. Everybody's listening in. Appreciate y'all, and see you the next one.
Alrighty, well, I know it wasn't the win that we've saw a couple times, actually 4 times this season, Justin, but still a good run for you. Podium finish here tonight, and we wish you luck next week at Nashville.
Thank you, buddy.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, folks, that was your third place finisher here tonight, Justin Brooks. Now to talk to our second place finisher here tonight, Brian Voss. I believe his first podium finish of the season for the Leave the Pack late model division. As we'll get Brian Voss up into the broadcast booth. Brian Voss up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, Winston, got you, man.
Alrighty, well, it's been a minute since we talked to you up here in the broadcast booth. A second place finish here tonight. Right back at Myrtle Beach Speedway, right back into your groove. What was it about Myrtle Beach here this evening, hometown track, everything all put together for a good place run in the second spot?
Man, I just think it's about like it was, the last season All-Star there. I think we just ain't got no damn luck in the first half of the seasons. And even tonight, I mean, sit there setting the pace and thought I had a really good car and just was cruising. And then, that happens down to 1 and 2. Pileski just kind of got into me and misjudged it. And then we go single file restarts, shuffled me back to 4th, and then it was just a track position game from there on out. Really would like to see how it would have shook out. But hey, we'll live and see another day, I guess.
Yeah, it was still a good run for the 55 machine here tonight. You were able to avoid some of the messes that happened behind you, even with those single file restarts. You were able to conserve tires better than some of those as well. Mark Keedeman fell off a little bit there at the end, and you were able to make your way by him. Just not quite enough to get to that 54 machine. I think the battle you had with the 2 allowed him to get a lot more room on you guys and kind of sealed the deal there. But still a great run for the 55. Who do you have to thank for tonight's finish?
Of course, Buddy Jay and Scott, they're on Tap Dispense Services. They're actually right here local in Myrtle Beach, so it's always good to run at Myrtle Beach Speedway and put them on the podium. That's always a good thing. Sugar Malls, Cakes and Confections, Rain Total Body Fuel, Florence Motor Speedway, fueled by Middle Lake. Thank Justin Coleman Designs, got this thing looking sweet this season. And then congratulations to Brandon on the win tonight.
Alrighty, well, Brian, we've got, I think, 6 races left for the late model stocks. Sorry, 5 races left for the late model stocks. You mentioned, like last season with All-Star Racing League, the luck in the beginning of the season wasn't quite there. The second half of the season kind of turned it around, picked up the game a little bit, got some victories. Do you think that could maybe happen here in Leave the Pack?
Man, well, first and foremost, I forgot. Thank you for everything you do. This is a league to run with. Like I said, I still only do it on Tuesday nights and get on sometimes later than I want to. I want to lock some laps early in the day, and just time always gets the best of me. But thank you. This is a good series to run with. Probably next season, if you guys do it again, I'll run in some more series. You just got to keep some momentum. I think back to what I just said, I just got to lock some laps. Try to clear some time throughout the week. Just only racing on Tuesday nights. Just the racecraft isn't as great. I spend a whole practice almost just kind of getting back in the feel of it, being off for a week. So that's got to log some laps, and I think if I do that, I mean, I will be up front. I don't see why we can't be.
Yeah, practice definitely makes perfect here, especially on iRacing. This sim, gets very repetitive, as you can tell, and it takes a lot of rhythm and it takes a lot of practice. So I'm sure you can get back into the swing of things, and I'm sure tonight was a good reminder of how good that 55 machine can be. But it was good to see you back up front, Brian. Good to talk to you in the booth here tonight. Congratulations to you on your second place run.
Yeah, man, appreciate it. We got to get that beer money. Win, lose, or draw, we're going to get drunk regardless. But beer money for the crew, a little bit, podium.
Yes, sir. Congratulations.
Thanks, bud.
Yep. Alrighty, now to talk to our winner here tonight, the man of the hour, your feature winner for the first time this season at his home track, Brandon Elvis. Your winner up in the booth. You got a copy.
Hey, Winston.
Alrighty, well, got it done. You mentioned the Facebook post from Leave the Pack earlier on where I mentioned the potential winners who could we maybe see up front and competing for the win here tonight. And you sent me, what about the two hometown boys, Brandon Elvis and Brian Voss? And man, did I have to eat my words right here, because you guys got 1 and 2, put on an excellent display. You had nearly 3 seconds. Actually, you did have 3 seconds there across the line. Brian Voss battled with Mark Keedeman there at the end, had a good run in the second spot. You guys just really had it here tonight. Kind of got shaken up there at a certain point. You were 4 wide on the back straightaway, so it definitely was not the smoothest victory, but got the win in the 54 for the first time this season. How do you feel?
Yeah, man, that was kind of a botch still. I seen where Keedeman got into me and Pileski got into Voss there, and it jumbled us all up. I got super lucky, and that gave me the lead, and then after that, it was just had clean air on the nose. I could kind of set my own pace and drive the line that I want to run, and after that, man, it was just smooth sailing. I kept the right front on it. I know dirty air was really affecting these cars, and I was tight when I was in third, and then second, I was still tight. And then when that happened, it gave me the lead, let me run my line, and then late in the race there, I was kind of maintaining second and a half lead or so, and then I saw Mark and Voss start battling, and then I backed off. And when I backed off, I think I sped up a little bit, to be honest with you, and just got lucky. The cards fell our way tonight.
Yeah, the cards definitely fell your way, and something we haven't seen so far this season with the 54 machine. With the speed's been there, just haven't quite had the luck, and the same was said for the 55. That's what Brian had to say, was the luck just hasn't quite been there early on in the season, and hopefully you guys can start to turn it around now that we've gotten past the holiday break. We've got 6 races left this season, 6 races left. I can count this season. We go to Nashville next week, Brandon. All-Star Race Week. What are you feeling about your chances? Can you go back-to-back?
I don't know, man. It just depends on if we get lucky in qualifying and everything else. We've been running Nashville a lot in an open setup league here lately, and so we've been logging a lot of laps at Nashville. Don't know how that's going to translate, but hey, but hopefully we'll be good there too.
Seat time definitely helps. Here on iRacing, I've done a lot of laps at Nashville. I can tell you that every lap I do, you just kind of feel more in tune with the track, and you get a little bit more familiar with those bumps, and it definitely helps you out in the long run. And I think both races next week in both late model divisions are longer races, so it should give you a pretty good advantage. Hopefully you can maybe get the job done 2 weeks in a row, but your first podium finish, your first victory of the season in the late model division. Who do you have to thank for the victory at Myrtle Beach, your home track?
Yeah, man. First, Coleman design, Justin Coleman, this paint scheme he come up with the other night. It's badass. Glad it's 1 for 1, so that's cool. Barrels Performance and Fab, Chestnut Hill Restaurant, my wife, for letting me do this, 3 or 4 nights a week. Coastal Performance, Chestnut, I said Chestnut. I haven't done it so long. Barry Ellis Performance, Coleman Design. My homeboys, the ECR, they had kind of a rough go at it tonight, but I'm sure they'll rebound. And WD Broadcasting Network and Youth Fitness League on.
Yeah, it's been a fun time. I'm glad we're past the holiday break and we can really get back into the swing of things. Looking forward to what we can do going forward. I'm glad we got to see a Brandon Elvis victory. Haven't gotten to see one of those in the late model divisions in a while, but glad you're back on the right track here, and hopefully you can maybe go 2 for 2 in the late model divisions and pick up the victory in Supers tomorrow.
Yeah, hopefully we can sweep the week.
Yeah. Hey, Street Stocks has been good, and actually with tonight's victory, you took the all-time win leader. You took that category back from Mark Keateman. You guys have been going back and forth, but you now have it at 8. So you do have that stat going for you. But
I got you. Well, I thought I had. Yeah, 8's it. That's right.
Yeah, we got.
That's right.
The official number is 8 victories for Brandon Elvis, but it's a heck of a number, and you added to it here tonight. So congratulations once again, Brandon, on your first victory of the season in the late model division, and we wish you luck throughout the rest of the week.
Thanks, Winston. I appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, folks, that was Brandon Elvis. Always good to talk to him up in the booth. Glad he got to have a good run here in the late model division. We'll go through our final finishing order. We'll get the results up on screen. Try to get the feature results up on screen, not qualifying. Brandon Elvis, your winner. Brian Voss, second. Justin Brooks, third. We talked to those fellas. James Pileski comes home fourth. Mark Keateman, fifth. Adam Fulford, sixth. Zach Murphy, seventh. Braxton Deweese, eighth. Justin Coleman, ninth. Trey Ashworth, 10th. Gene Garrett, 11th. Jeremiah Woods, 12th. Cortland Herman, 13th. Christopher Smith, 14th. Austin Godfrey, 15th. Connor Lee, 16th. Dalton Creech, 17th. And Caden Binkley, 18th. Rounding out your field. But congratulations to Brandon Elvis on his victory here tonight. That's going to wrap it up for us here on the WD Broadcasting Network. Thank you guys for tuning in to this point. If you haven't already, hit that red subscribe button and hit the like button if you enjoyed. We'll be back here tonight, or back here tomorrow night rather, on the WD Broadcasting Network for the Street Stock Showdown and the Super Late, or the Leave the Pack Super Series. Their races at Myrtle Beach, so you guys aren't going to want to miss those. Going to be fun races. 150 laps for Supers tomorrow. Going to be a good race. But that's going to do it for us here tonight. Once again, thank you guys for watching. Hit that subscribe button. I'm your host, Winston Deal, signing it off. Peace.